Hey, how we doing? So, I don't know if you already know this, but a huge Games Workshop fan, like gigantic, massive fan. So I just wanted to talk about these things that are particularly exciting. They have released one of the Primarchs has been asleep for in this place called a rock for 10,000 years. Lionel Johnson. Lionel Johnson? Have I said that right? I haven't said the names out loud. I'm such a closet. They call him the Lion. I'm going to say his name is Lionel Johnson, although I could be wrong. Yeah, look, Lionel Johnson. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anyway, right, okay, this is the point. He's been released, and I haven't bought any of the Primarchs yet. I haven't bought any of the models. I was tempted by Rabute Gulliman. It's a tough one to say. Very tempted, but this, like, the armor is just absolutely exquisite. I love the idea of the knight, which ties into the character's lore of being a questing knight on his home world, which is wonderful. I'm liking the emperor iconography. It's basically an absolutely fantastic model. I get a lot of Tywin Lannister from the face, loads and loads and loads. But what they have done, which is pretty juicy, I like the church organ-esque backpack as well, especially so. This is especially delicious. But they give different head options. Now, I think this one is really, really good. But this one is also absolutely exquisite. So, well, they're all good. But I feel like a hood for the Tywin face doesn't do the Tywin face justice, frankly. But again, just such a delicious. Is that for scale? No, because they're not next to each other. Why have they done those shapes there for, I wonder? But yeah, just an absolutely fantastic model. It's been parts of the Arcs of Omen series. I haven't read any of the arcs. I found them, like, the little videos they made, little 10, 15-second videos. They didn't really speak to me too much, but I have enjoyed that they're moving the lore forward. And I really like what's going on with this Vashtor guy. Even though I'm not so keen on the model, I like the idea. And I think maybe with a lot of tweaking, Vashtor could be created differently. I would like to make my own Vashtor in a perfect world. But anyway, so that's the Lion. Lizardman. Moving on to Age of Sigmar. I'm a big fan of Lizardman. So you got these new cavalry, these Saurian cavalry, and there's only 3 of them, but they do look absolutely exquisite. Look at the face on this guy. I mean, oh, they're too good. They're too good. Just every single one is just such a good pose. But it gets better than that. Even the drum guy, yeah, he's okay. I'm not so keen on having musicians in my squads, but the old world is coming as well. So I don't know if we can squeeze these into those. I just don't know. The poses are pretty dynamic, so maybe they won't necessarily fit on square bases, but we'll have to see. So these look like painting variations. They're not model variations. Wait, was there yeah, look, mouth closed. Mouth closed. Obviously you can chop and change the riders. I'm such a silly. But maybe, because this looks like a different character, you can have. So what I'm thinking is that you could be able to pick up a couple of boxes and get a larger group of cavalry, different figures on the mounts. I reckon that's what I reckon. 2 boxes for those, without a doubt. Look, different heads. I like Lizardmen because they're so heavily tied to the old ones, and I like that a lot. But this, I'm gonna say they're called Croxigors. Hopefully that's their name. Oh dear, I just choked on my Croxigor. So, look at these guys. I was so tempted to buy the old metal ones because they just look like such a fun unit to have amongst your Lizardmen. But they come in a pack of 3, and these are the poses here. But the really, really delicious thing is, if I go down, you can have this variation. So, do you know what? I'll just have a gang of 6, please. And I'll just have all of these because they look, yeah, a little different, sure. But they just look amazing. And you're going to get all of these extra lizard bits that you can convert and tie in. Like, I'm sitting on loads of bits of trolls, and I'm sure I can mix them together somehow. I'm thinking like chaos. That's what I'm thinking. Get enough green stuff in the gaps. Get some bits and bobs on. Maybe that could tie into the Vashtor. Oh, maybe. I don't know. But Chaos Spawn, definitely, because anything goes with them. And that's what's beautiful about those. The next thing I really want to mention is 10th edition got announced. It is Tyranids Ultramarines. There's a lot of talk of it being Tyranids Blood Angels. I'm fine with it being Ultramarines. But the big exciting things about this is that absolutely huge Tyranid fan, massive fan, so they're going to get a revamp. They've already shown the Termagants, which look really good. There's a cinematic that I recommend watching. For those of you that know Warhammer, I definitely saw a variation on the old Screamer Killer with the 4 talons, if you know that. But rather than just being outright curved talons, they look to be more like jointed arms, not unlike spider arms. But there's 4 of them. Watch the intro. Watch the cinematic. Like high quality intros is kind of the staple now. The animation is just next level. It's just so enjoyable to watch. So I would recommend it. There's some especially juicy bits in this. So if you haven't watched it, watch it now. I'm not going to play it for you now, because it's just worth sitting down with or having a look yourself. Right. So basically, High Feet Leviathan, which has been kicking about, was considered all but beaten, but it turns out it was a vanguard for a much bigger group of little squiggly dings. But they also have evolved to be like, hey, humans, they do this, they do that, or whatever they encounter, so they get better at taking them over. So it's a real juicy one. The fleet is somewhere else in the system, in the segments. And the Imperium is a bit of a lumbering brute to move around. So it's just a bit of bedlam, really. Look at this guy. Oh. Now, I have never owned... Wait, I've owned exactly one Terminator. It was a Cyclone Missile Launcher Terminator in metal from the 1990s. Never painted it, but I had one Terminator. It was a nightmare to glue. I hated metal models because you have to use super glue, and those joins aren't the best. You can drop a metal mini and have either chipping of paint, or because of the super glue, it just breaks apart. And I love that it's gone plastic, because plastic glue, obviously, it melts the surfaces together, making essentially one piece. And I love that about plastic. So Terminators in plastic is fantastic. But again, I held off because I quite enjoy the scale of Primaris. I never collected Marine armies before because there's something about the scale that I didn't enjoy. But now they've not made these Primaris, which I didn't want because it doesn't tie in with them being these ancient relics. So just to revamp them that way is no good. But they have, excuse me, tweaked the scale. So they've just scaled them up to make them more the walking tank that you would see on the battlefield. So I will definitely be wanting to get this. Another good thing is that there's been some revamps on the rules to make them simpler, so I might actually learn how to play this 10th edition. But also, all of the rules for the existing forces, they're gonna release for free digitally when it comes out, which I thought was nice. So you can play day one with your stuff. Really looking forward to the changes. But yeah, look at these guys. Come on. I think there's a Termagant as well. There's the Termagant. So it's just little tweaks, but it does look a lot better, but also won't look out of place amongst my existing Termagants. So it's just fantastic. I'm just so pleased with this edition. So, thoughts, feelings, I would like to hear from you. If you're excited about it too, you can just come and chat with me at some point on Discord. I'm normally rattling around in there. But yeah, that's it. All right, take care.